get going. Once again, I'm Brian Kale, Goose Creek District. I have been a Cub Scout leader for 7 years. I am a Goose Creek District Roundtable Commissioner for Cub Scouting. So, obviously Cub Scouting is my thing. I have 3 sons. One has been through Cub Scouting. One is starting as a tiger, and I have another one in 2 more years that'll be a tiger. So I have another 7 years in Cub Scouting. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Okay, we're going to work today? Oh, we are working. Okay. You say this is about outdoors. Why are we talking about program delivery method? And why are we talking about the core values? Important. Core values should be in everything you do. Everything. If you're doing something in your program and you can't identify at least one of these 12 in it, don't do it. It's not right. Now, let's face it, you got to try hard to come up with something that doesn't have at least one of these in it. But by identifying it and being able to call it out makes it even more powerful, because then you know what your focus is. If your older boys can identify the 2, even better, because then you know they're getting it. You know, and so make sure you and your other leaders in your unit use this to say, which core values are we hitting today? That'll make all the difference. Okay. Cub Scouting and Scouting has been around. Cub Scouting has been around for 83 years. Boy Scouting has been around 103. You know there's lots of paperwork. You know there are a lot of books written. You know someone has spent a long time wordsmithing everything. From the Cub Scout Outdoor Program Guide, blah, blah, blah. We promise to make Cub Scouts fun. Yes. We promise outdoor fun, excitement, adventure. Yes. 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 If we're not doing that, they're going to vote with their feet. Because there's a lot of stuff to do when you're a little boy. And there's a lot of stuff that parents would go, well, we can go do this, 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 this. They're going to find other things to do. Fun. They've signed up for the adventure. Okay? So, there's a lot of words here, but basically remember, outdoor fun, excitement, adventure. Okay? What does this mean? Outside, defined as without boundary. Beyond the typical. Yeah. Adventure. I love all 3 of these. I couldn't highlight just one part because I was highlighting the whole thing. An exciting, unusual experience. Bold action, uncertain outcome. Take the chance. Dare. Love those. Obviously, we don't want the boys to take the dare that's going to cause physical harm for the long term. Let's not do that. Let's be safe scouters, right? But for the boys, every adventure is something new. It's a chance to go out and try something. It's, in their mind, it's an adventure. It's a bigger adventure than maybe you may realize as an adult. Use the outdoors. This is great. So, scouting equals outing. You guys have heard that a million years. Whoever coined that, really, if they could have copyrighted that, they'd be making a mess. Scouting equals outing. Well, but outdoor fun equals excitement and adventure. Therefore, class, according to the math, if we put these together, scouting equals excitement and adventure. Right? It's right there. It should be. Scouting is excitement and adventure. And if it's not, take a moment. Plan. Plan. Plan doesn't sound exciting. You're right. Planning is never exciting. But planning enables excitement. It enables adventure. If you don't plan, you're so busy taking care of the things you didn't think about that you can't get the program to be fun and exciting. Well, I don't want to plan. Planning sounds hard. Well, yeah, it's a little bit hard. You get what you invest. Right? Okay, 5 benefits of an outdoor program. There are hundreds of benefits, and it was actually hard to put down 5 that sound, really memorable. But here we go. Unusual. Boys spend their time in a highly confined environment. Boys are the epitome of not confinable animals. It's funny, we laugh about the fact, but truthfully, school works very, very well with young girls this age, but horribly with boys this age. But here, we're going to force them in this little chair, and you're going to listen to me. And meanwhile, they're quivering with excitement. They've got to go do something, right? Nature outside provides animals, insects, weather, thousands of changing things. That's what boys are made for at this age. It really is. Okay, encourages fitness and exercise. Large areas. Means run. Run over there, run back. Run over there, run back. You tired? No, run over there, run back. It's okay. I've had 10 meetings like that. Now we just said, run over there again. It's okay, there's no chance of breaking anything, except maybe them. Do safe scouting. Try to stop that. But they don't have to go, well, let's be careful in here. Imagine if we're putting a boy in here and we tell him we're going to do an activity. Okay, oh, we're going to do this activity, but oh, careful of the projector. Oh, careful of that. Careful of this. Wow. We have just made ourselves the best, most fun person in the world to the boy. No, we're not. They can go outside. Loud talk's encouraged. Yell! Be as loud as you can! How often do boys get to be told that? Sunshine, fresh air. You better believe it. Okay? No indoor distractions. Electronics? I don't even want to see it. Give it to your parents. We're not going to have iPod touches, iPad minis, bleeps, blops, whatever the heck it is. No. If it has a battery and it isn't a GPS system, we ain't using it. And even then I question it because I'd like for you to use a compass. But okay, I can move into the 21st century. And it's uncommon, the school setting is what they see all day. There's a common area. Most of us meet in schools, right? Because it's a good space that's available for us. But it's just where they came from. They've been there all day. Oh, back to school. I've worked hard every time we use a school setting to try to hide as much of the school stuff as possible. Make the room look different. Well, if I go outside, I don't have to worry about that. It looks different all the time. The average youth has almost no outdoor experiences except for sports. Sports are good. Sports are important. Sports are not the end all. Okay? Their outdoor experience is limited to a couple hours, and it's highly structured. We're only here for an hour. We're going to work on the following drills. Okay. You know, they're out there being exercised and active, and they're having fun usually because they enjoy the sport. But they're not being, boys. Liberty gibbets. I like that word. That's a good word. Okay? And boys spend almost no time whatsoever outside at night. Sad. When I was a boy, I was outside until my parents basically drugged me into the house. I was catching fireflies, I was wherever, and then, truthfully, my parents didn't worry about it. He knows where the house is. Apparently I did. So, what's the biggest benefit? Fun, fun, fun! Yes, yes, yes. Okay, why do we have a program? Tradition. Scouting's about, oh, I broke it. Oh well, this is going to be a little harder now. Okay, so scouting has a tradition of being outdoors. Boys and parents, they're drawn to the vision, okay? This is the vision. They want to experience the world around us. As adults, how many of your memories are tied to being outside? Most of us. Whether we meant to be or not, they were. The inside sort of all blurs together. We remember some Christmases and birthdays, but most of our indoor experiences are sort of a big blur. Okay? It encourages trying new things. Fun, 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 fun! Get the theme here? Fun? Okay. Why does Scout say we should do it? Lord Baden-Powell created this for all boys, all walks of life, to have outdoor experiences. To learn backwoodsman, explorers, frontier skills. Okay, some of those skills, not quite as important as they used to be. It's a big difference in 100 years. But the fact of being outside and being where you are confident in your ability to do things out there is still relevant. We're setting the stage for the deeper meanings of scouting. Wow, that sounds deep. Yeah, it is. Scouting is about character development, citizenship, physical fitness. Those are the three aims of scouting. And they all fit perfectly inside an outdoor program. It encourages teamwork, right? Teamwork between the boys, teamwork between the parents and the boys. What's a lot harder about that? I'm going to have to fix that during the break. Okay. So, biggest reasons. Perfect place for family togetherness. Encourages it. You better believe it. Mom and Dad can't go do other things if they're on a camp out with you. I can't go worry about what's happening in the other room of my house. I'm out here with you on the camp out. Sort of need to focus, don't you? It's good. The parents actually need more focus than the kids do. Because we've got a billion things going on, and the boys just want to have fun. And the parents forget the fact of the matter is, you know what, we can have fun too. Not remember the 14,000 things I got to do on Monday. Okay? New challenges? The Cub Scouts work together. Scouting is the only program that encourages failure. You're like, yeah, that sounds wrong. No, it's right. It allows the boys to go out, try things. If it doesn't work, it's okay. Get back up, dust off. Let's think of how we can change things and improve it. How can we make it better? Failure is never forever if you stand up and try again. It's not like a football game. Oh, you dropped that pass, you stink. No, scouting is all about trying again, finding the right way to go, finding a new way, finding your way. Scout law, all 12 points. The outdoors allows boys to lead, learn through practice, and then be able to perform. Yeah, in school they learn all these kind of things and then they have a test. My son gets tested on stuff all the time. And then 3 weeks later I'll ask him a question about something, and if he remembers any of it, it is a miracle. It really is. Absolute miracle. And the only reason he'll remember it is it's because something he had a particular interest in. Right? You take boys out and do something outside, and they learn something about a trail, or they learn something about putting up a tent, or wherever it is, and they've done it a couple times, they got it. Matter of fact, they've got it so much they go, no, no, I've got it. And they want to do it. How many things in school are they doing for that? No, no, ma'am, I wouldn't like to do this myself. Really? Wow, you're the best. My boys are not that way. My boys are minimalists when it comes to school. Let me find the minimum I have to do. Outdoors allows you to do more than that, right? All right. So, what can you do outside? I don't know. Meetings? Yep. Hikes, camping, sports, craft. Anything. Pretty much anything. Absolutely. Okay? But once again, there's that P word. Oh, everybody hates that P word. We got a plan. Oh, I don't want to plan. Planning's hard. Once again, if you don't take the time to plan, your program will not go as far. Can you do a program without planning? Yes, you can. Can you make it work for a while? Yes, you can. Can it maybe still a fun program? Sure. Is the stress level going to go up tenfold for you, the leader? Yes, it is. Because you're going to have to worry about keeping everything together. Wait a minute, this, oh, I really could use this. Oh. Don't stress yourself out. Invest the time in the front, and the planning will take care of what you need. There will always be things you have to overcome. That's life. But if you only have to worry about those, you too could enjoy your outdoor program. Okay. All right, so in addition to just program, what else do you got to look at? Location, setting, responsibilities. What if safety? Oh, those sound boring. Well, maybe. But they're important to consider. So let's look at these. Okay? Safety, to skip the planning. There's that prepared word. Prepared for life. Be prepared. I've heard that somewhere. Well, okay, we'll move on. I'm sure it will come up to me a little bit later, right? Okay, so location. You know, you want these places to be great about transporting the boys to a magical place. Yes! Oh, they should be unique. They should be amazing. They should be vistas to allow you to see the whole world below you, right? You know, they should be tied to scouting history. You know, maybe Bing Powell's birthplace. Yeah. Different feelings. They should be great. Places I've never seen. Okay, it's time to come back to the real world now. If you can find these, great! And let me know where they are, because I want to use some of them too. And some of them do appear. Every once in a while you'll run into like an amphitheater or something like that on a camping trip. Hey, I didn't know this is here. This is really cool. And you use it. It's great. And then you write it down so that you know it's there. And then you share it with other leaders at roundtable so they know it's there. Right? But let's face it, this is not typical. You know, I wish it was, but it's not typical. The typical is more like this. School grounds, parks, camps, sports fields, trails. Right? You have those available to you all the time. All the time. Maybe it's your church. Maybe it's a local community center. Maybe it's your charter organization has a special park or something like that. Right? These are available all the time. You want to manage them using Leave No Trace front country. Oh man, we got to manage that too? It's not this hard. You just want to leave it better than you found it. You don't want to leave scars upon the area that you're using so that the next group can't use it as well. You want to encourage the boys to remember that we are just borrowing areas to use, and that other boys want to be there and try it too. That's what Leave No Trace front country is. It's not that hard. It doesn't have to be the, oh well, we got to use special biodegradable. No, it's not that. You're going to pack your trash out. You're going to take care of the area. And make sure you look through all the areas with an eye for safe scouting. Okay? If you're going to a place you've never been before, one of your leaders needs to put eyes on it. You need to know what's going on. Oh yeah, there's a little section over here that has a whole bunch of holes it's easy to fall in. Twist an ankle. Know about it. Oh, this over here, if you go around this corner right here, there's an area that's part of a pump station. You need to know about it. You know, you can't, exploration is cool, but as a leader, you sort of need to know your environment a little bit, okay? Location must be scouted. Got it. Gives you a good opportunity to have a vision of what you want to do there, okay? So what do you have to ask yourself? How big does it have to be? I'm bringing my den, okay? That doesn't have to be a very big place. I'm bringing my entire pack. Their families, their grandparents, their aunts and uncles, because we're going to have blue and gold there. A little bit bigger. I'm going to put together a district event. It's going to be a camporee. Well, it better be much bigger, right? It has to fit what the number of people are coming. Okay? Well, any special needs? Hey, we're going to go out there and play wiffle ball. Okay, you at least have to have some open area, right? We're going to go out there and we're going to do some practice fires and such, but we're going to use leave no trace because we're going to have these things off the ground a little bit for the fires. And you probably need to not have a whole lot of brush and such around. You know, you just need to be aware of what's your activity and how does it fit your environment. Bathroom facilities? You going to be there more than an hour? You better have one. Even if it's a designated area out in the, you know, the area with a hole. You better have something. Because if you go much more than an hour, you're going to have people, I need a bathroom. And if their parents are there, they're going to need to go too. So be planned for it. First aid. Do you have a first aid kit with you? Do you have a first aider? Someone who says, I'm the one that's got the kit? Identify it. Where are you going to shelter if all of a sudden some thunderheads come rolling in? Think them through. This is the planning part. This doesn't mean obsession and, oh my gosh, we can't do anything because these following things could happen to us. Just being prepared. If you, everyone knows that if bad weather rolls in, hey, you know what, there's a pavilion over there. We can run to that pavilion. That could be enough. You just need to think it through, just a little bit. Written plan is not required. It's great if you do it, because it means you put the thought in, but it's not required. It's not something you have to turn in. It's not homework, but it helps out. Okay, how about responsibilities? Youth protection, always in place. I don't care if you were in a field that is 3 acres in size, and there's only one adult leader and the rest of the boys, you're wrong. Youth protection, 2 adults, all times. Depending on the number of adults and the number of kids, you might want to think of more adults, because what if one adult has to take another kid to a bathroom area? Think through your youth protection. It's always in effect. It's for your protection as well. Now, for a responsible adult stationed and briefed on what their role is. The key here is briefed on what their role is. You're losing parts right and left. Mom and dad comes in, they drop off little Johnny, and then they think they're done. And they go over and talk in the corner. Meanwhile, you've got kids running everywhere, and there are areas that they can disappear from view. Sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Johnny's parents. Your responsibility is to make sure the kids don't go over there. I'm not asking you to teach the program. I just need you to have some eyes on. But you need to tell them specifically what your expectations are. A lot of parents will do it automatically. But you can't assume it. You need to tell them. I like being told what my responsibilities are. Because it's certainly, oh, you need me to do that too? No problem. I'll be happy to do it. But tell me. You need to educate the adults on what the buddy system means. The boys know it. But for some reason, the parents can't figure it out. Oh, well, I just sent Johnny to the bathroom. Did anybody go with him? Oh, no, he goes to the bathroom by himself all the time. Not on a scout unit, he doesn't. He goes with a buddy. Oh, you to the bathroom? Yes. Explain to your parents. It doesn't hurt to explain to the parents while the boys are there. The boys will more likely know it's a good refresher for them too. And they like it when mom and dad get information they've got. I know more than mom and dad does right now. It's great. You know? Identify your first aider. Okay? Never assume that your parents are watching the boys. Gosh, it sounds horrible. You mean we should assume that the parents are watching their own sons? Yes. When 3 or 4 parents get together, they have no responsibility for the program, what are they going to do? Meanwhile, little Timmy's falling in a well over here. Lassie comes up and barks at him. Woof! Go away, dog. You know, meanwhile, Lassie's trying to tell him Timmy fell in the well. Okay, they're too busy talking. I haven't seen you. Oh, that's great. Tell your parents, I need you to do this, please. You know, you're the leader. Yes, you've taken on responsibility. Yes, but you're not solely responsible for everything that's going on. It's a family thing. Okay? All right, know your weather. Know what the weather even has a small percentage of happening. If there's a 30% chance of thunderstorms that day, know it. Cell phones and weather bug and that kind of thing, it's a good deal. You don't have that, a weather radio, something. The more exposed you are, the more you need to have an advance notice of what weather's coming. It's for safety. You've already scouted out the area, so you know your potential areas. If you're using a fire safety, always have tools to put out the fire. Hey, we're going to have a fire. Great, how are you going to put it out?
We're going to let it burn out.
Oh, really? Wow. That sounds great. Smokey says it's up to you to prevent forest fires. You know, it's, a lot of this is common sense. Like, oh, well, of course we don't forget that. It's so easy, and all the things going on with your program, to forget some of the most basic of things. And some of them have catastrophic possibilities. Have a communication plan. All leaders have cell phones? Do you have the cell phone number of all your leaders that are there? Do you have the cell phone numbers of the parents that are there? Gosh, that's novel. Hey, I need to get in touch with a parent. Do you have their number? I don't have their number. Doesn't matter if they have a cell phone or not. They might as well have the Pony Express. You can't touch them. You know, have the plan before. When you're in the midst of the crisis is not the time to come up with your plan. Scouting 101. Okay. Does your pack have a lost boy plan? No? Why not? Because you'll never lose a boy? My pack lost a boy. It was the most horrifying 15 minutes of my life. Truthfully, it was horrible. Absolutely. I mean, seriously, it was the most horrifying moment ever. I'm there at the end of a parade. Parent comes up and goes, hey, where's Logan? I'm sorry? Where's Logan? With you. No, we dropped him off in, what? I'm looking around. I got my son, the other leader and his son, and another leader and his son. 3 boys. None of them were Logan. Police. Immediately, I've got to get the police. I've got to get 911. I've got to get people searching. And I'm at a parade. And I've got a lost boy. Make my stomach hurt now. Okay? Have a plan. You know, parents should be at all events. But once in a while they're not. Okay, fine. But if they're not, they need to look you in the eye. One of the leaders in the eye goes, I'm leaving Logan. And then you immediately find another leader. Logan is going to be here without a parent. Make sure they see him. You see him. And matter of fact, if you can have all your adult leaders say, this boy right here is without parent. He is now our responsibility. That should not be the norm. That should be the exception of a parent not being there for Cub Scouts. All cell phones. I didn't have a cell phone number for all my leaders that day. He ended up being with one of my leaders. And they were walking back to where the cars were. I did not have that gentleman's cell phone. By the time I got his cell phone and got him, 15 minutes later, yeah, I got him. Okay, that's great. You know, I was kicking myself for the fact that it could have been easily avoided. But it wasn't. It became an issue. Multiple leaders should know what's going on. Parents should advise when they're picking up a boy. Outdoor events are critical in this regard. Boys can't go, hey, there's Mom, and go run and go jump in a car and go. What? No. Parents should go, hey, thank you so much. I've got Logan. You got it. That should be. It doesn't have to necessarily be a checkout board, but it needs to be a, you know, someone goes, did someone get Logan? Yeah, his mom got it. Okay. And if somebody else is picking up that child that you haven't met, they need to be introduced to an adult leader before they, before this event. Hey, this is Logan's uncle so and so. He's going to be here with us, and then you eyes on, because let's face it, I'm not checking IDs before kids get picked up. I can if I have to. Try not to, because that becomes a real, it becomes harder. But boys' safety is our #1. Safety is #1, always. Okay, how about other specialty events? Did you know that Cub Scouts can do water events? Yeah. Personal flotation devices, enough lifeguards, or parental oversight. Follow the guides of safe scouting. Swim tests are always good to do. If you're going to do some swimming things, a lot of the boys need to earn swimming belt loops or the Weeplo's Aquanaut. Do a swim test anyway. That way you know your boys' capabilities, you know their limitations. All the boys know what's expected of them. That's all about that expectations thing again. You know, it's limit swimming known waters. I remember as a Boy Scout, one of the first thing they showed us with water was how to go and to explore a swimming area of an unknown water. And when locked arms and you're walking out with tennis shoes on, looking for any hidden kind of issues or any kind of drop-offs. And then you placed floating milk jugs. Yep. You remember doing that? It's one of the first things we learned. I don't know if they even teach that anymore. But make sure you swim in known waters. Because don't want a boy to get his foot cut open or something. You need to know what's going on around you. Okay? Now don't make this a scare tactic where you never go swimming. Okay, boys love being in the water. Absolutely love it. Just be safe. Think through what you need to do. Okay?
Brian.
Yes?
With regard to lifeguarding, do you know, is there a difference between a Boy Scout lifeguard and an ordinary trained lifeguard?
There is a slight difference, but it's not a noticeable, makes a huge difference. If you have a normal Red Cross trained lifeguard, you have a sufficient lifeguard. The Boy Scout lifeguard also has a few other things having to do with Boy Scout ways of doing things, but they all have the same job and the same capability. Yeah.
Yeah. Brian, there's an online Safe Swim.
Yes, sir. Safe Swim Defense online. I recommend, even if you're not planning on doing a swimming anytime soon, just knowing that is good. There's also a weather hazards online course as well.
Yeah.
Another great one to take.
And
These are
they're
good.
quick and they're
Yeah.
pretty.
All right. So how about meetings? You can do anything. Gym meeting, pack meetings. Unfortunately, my time is flying. You can do anything you do in a normal meeting. Okay? Just remember that seating is always different. And if what you're doing is needs them to sit down or use a table for some type of craft, you're going to have to bring it yourself or look see if there's one there. Be aware that the light's going to change. Also be aware that you have a responsibility to leave it better than you found it when you leave. So build in a little time at the very end for the boys to help do a police line and check everything out and clean it up. Not that everybody disappears and you're doing it by yourself. That's not good scouting. That's being a good scout yourself, but not teaching the boys good responsibility. Okay? Same thing at pack meeting. You can use a fire with your pack meeting outside. Better not be doing that indoors. Unless you have a fake fire. You can use lighting effects. Just make sure that you take account any kind of special needs by family members that could be attending a pack meeting. As far as special access or something like that. If you're going to a remote location and you know you have some folks in your family, your families that can't quite, or not as mobile, or have some type of other needs, take that in consideration. We don't want to exclude parents from a pack meeting just because it's a cool adventure outside in the outdoors. When everyone's still feel comfortable and want to be there. Okay, don't forget, if you use parks and pavilions, a lot of them require you to do reservations if you're a large group. If you're a den, you can probably just show up. If you're a pack and you're bringing 100 people, you better get a permit. Sometimes it costs, sometimes it doesn't. But do the investigation first. There could be other groups in the area. And they may not be quiet. And they may be doing all kinds of crazy stuff. That's their right. Don't get wrapped around the axle. Just have a plan B in your head of what to do with your program if that's the case. It's okay. Maybe you incorporate more cheers and songs with your stuff rather than more of a traditional meeting. Have a plan B to incorporate the environment around you. Sound distractions occur. Younger siblings are going to be harder to control. Oh, you bet. They're going to be everywhere. It's great if you have a little park nearby. Yeah. Hey, little kids are over here. No, you're never meeting here. Just, everyone has to have a little more patience. Outdoors brings additional variables. Be sure you have flags. I don't know if your packs have lawn stakes. They are a flag holding tube with a spike on the end, and you hammer them in with a mount to the ground. Invest in two. One for your pack flag, one for US flag. My pack takes our flag everywhere. Anytime we're outside, no matter what we're doing, our flags are posted. Shows who we are. We may not be in uniform. Hopefully we're in our pack t-shirts, but our flags are there. If it's a windy day, it sure is gorgeous. We want that, we want to show who we are, because we're doing great things. And then boys, have them, when you're outdoors, have them wear something that's appropriate for what they're doing, obviously, but if you have a pack t-shirt, that's always appropriate. It's always a good thing. If you don't have a pack t-shirt, look into getting them. ClassB.com. They are an incredible company. They do some good stuff, and they are a great customer service. Safety, well-defined seating. How are you going to sit? You're going to do a fire, right? Okay, well, leave no trace of the fire. Safety for the audience. Yeah. Size of the fire. We're going to have a pack meeting. It's going to be an hour and a half long. I'm making a fire that's going 6 foot tall. It's gorgeous. You can see it from space. Yeah, and you're not going to burn it anywhere close to down to the ground by the time your meeting's over. So are you staying the extra 6 hours? Think of what's appropriate for what you're doing. It's really impressive, and it really jumps out. You go, that's the greatest ever. But if it takes you forever, and you have to leave no trace, pack out the charred logs, next time you'll think about the size of your fire. Okay? About safety, but also about appropriateness. All right. Why does your meeting have to be a meeting? It doesn't. This is my May pack meeting. Sure looks like a meeting, don't it? It's water rockets. The boys look for this all year long. It's warm enough to be wet. You're shooting Coke bottles up 225 feet into the air. It's pretty impressive. The only thing I have to worry about is the boys trying to encroach too far and get the safety aspect of getting too close to the launcher. But otherwise, it is a great meeting outdoors. Okay? Also, I use this meeting, the boys all invite a friend who's not a scout to this meeting because we're getting ready to move into our summertime events, which are not real scout meeting-esque. They're go places and do things. We go bowling, we go hiking, we go, we'll go camping, we do all these things during the summer. This is a great time to get a buddy. Come with me. Any meeting you can make, this is great, but here's some of the stuff we do. Really cool. Okay? The boys actually enjoy this almost more than they do Pound Derby, which says a lot. More than likely, your district has some launchers. Check with your district Cub Scout Roundtable Commissioner and see what you've got. Cub Scout district stuff is there for borrowing. Goose Creek has a whole bunch of them, and so we've loaned them out to our units. And we actually, as a district, we even do an outdoor water rocket launch in June, and we use that as our summer events. So. All right, you're going to be outside. You need to know your boys too, though. Know their limitations. Okay? There could be all kinds of things playing in here. There could be emotional. There could be physical. There could be just a shyness. There could be a lack of confidence. None of these are going to stop the boy from having fun. No, they're not. But just know so that you are aware of what's necessary for your program. If you have a boy that can only walk a mile and you make a 3-mile hike, you are not going to allow that boy to succeed and have fun. He's going to have to fall out from his buddies when the rest go on. But it would be so easy to create 2 half-mile hikes in between a program. You can work it out to where everyone succeeds and still has a fun time. It's still outdoors, it's still exercise, still tons of great times. Know these kind of things. This is my son here, Robert. He has 4 fingers on each hand. Doesn't matter. He keeps up with everything and has a great time outside. Do not limit the boys. Just know where their limits are and let them prove to you when they need to bring back. But know your parents, know your kids. Your parents may be saying, well, he can't do that. Meanwhile, the kid is like, you better believe I can do it. I have one parent that always tells me, oh, he can't do that. Meanwhile, this boy is more active and does more than every other boy in my pack almost combined. When he has the opportunity to do it away from his parents, he's happy and just like out there. His parents are limiting him. Give the boys a chance to do it, but just know and be aware of these things so when you identify what's going on, you can give the boys a chance to be successful and included. That's all. We're not talking about babying. Just know, do your best, not do the best. Okay? What else can you do? I said anything. I meant it. Boom. This is just a short list. I had 2 pages. I'm like, I can't go through all these. I only got an hour. And even this is going to be tough. So, okay, how about camping? Everybody goes camping, right?
Yeah.
Hope so. Very least you ought to be going at least once, hopefully twice, maybe more. Sometimes it's hard to do more than 2 camping trips as a pack because you go as a pack and it just turns into a big deal. Boy Scouts go every month just because the parents throw the boys out and they go with their stuff and they go. Then they come back and they're dirty because they haven't changed their clothes in 2 days. But that's fine. It's a perfect together time. The parents are here. A lot of times the parents don't know the skills either. So they're learning with the kids. And a lot of times the kids are showing the parents what to do, which the kids love that. No, Dad, you do this way. And you just see the smile on the kid's face. No, Dad, this way. It's a great opportunity. They can share what they know. Campfires, it's a perfect time for stories, songs, cheers, all kinds of fun stuff there. Even down to food prep. a lot of parents have come to me and said, you know what, my son actually wants to help with dinner because of stuff he does on his Cub Scout pack, camping trips. Right. Just make sure they're doing it safely. Vegetables and meat, different cutting trays, the whole cross-contamination. Teach them the right kind of skills, right? Short duration. Cub Scouting is usually one night. Sometimes it's not even 24 full hours. No matter what. Even if a kid doesn't eat that entire 24 hours, they're not going to die. Yeah, raining the whole time. Really? I'd say 75% of all camping trips I've ever been on have rained at least once. Feel glad you get the 25% that don't. It's part of scouting, and it makes for the good stories later. Here's some of the skills to teach. Pitching a tent, food prep, maps and compass. Have your pack invest in a couple compasses, and go out there and do some basic orienteering.
Brian, if you're, are the BSA trying to get any more approved camping sites?
They're
not
right now.
many. Really
Here's the funny thing. What people don't realize is every single commercial camping site is automatically approved.
Okay.
And then, in addition to that, are some of the scout sites. So in reality, there are a lot more than most people know.
Okay.
But the key here is running water, bathroom facilities for Cub Scouts. And that's the main thing if trips places up. Because you can't just go to some farmer's field and go. But there are a lot of opportunities. And it's also up to us as units to go, oh, well, what about over here? And do a little investigation. And then all of a sudden that get added to the list. So it's good stuff. There are tons of things. Anything you can think of that's outdoors is a teaching opportunity. The boys eat it up. I mean, look at this. I love this picture. The boys are very intense on, okay, I got my own little compass here. What are we doing? Having each boy having some to do. In Cub Scouts, if you talk for more than 5 minutes without giving them something to do, you lose. 5 minutes. Have them do something within that time. If you don't, they will find something to do, and it will not be what you're doing. Okay? So camping is a perfect opportunity for this. Hikes. Physical exercise and beauty. Perfect. Just remember, age appropriate. They are not Boy Scouts. Cub Scouts are not Boy Scouts. It is not time for a 10-mile hike across broken terrain with a 35-pound pack. No! Cub Scouts. Not to mention most of the parents have a heart attack on the way. Cub Scouts. I mean, this hike right here was pretty intense. My Cub Scouts did great. My parents were sucking wind. But they did good. You just need to look at it from, push them a little bit, have them the opportunity to do these hikes, and go out and do fun things. Now here's the key here. Ratio of adults to Cub Scouts needs to be a lot better than a typical meeting. You can have 2 leaders for 10 kids. But on a hike it needs to be closer to 1 adult for every 2 kids. Why? If someone falls behind, you need to have an adult with them. If someone gets hurt, you need to have adults with them. Before long, you could be parsing out adults all over the place, and then you not following youth protection anymore. Not to mention, it's just smart camping. Okay? And Cub Scouts is about family, so you hope the families are there anyway. Water, water, water. Boys don't drink water. They're sitting there panting. Are you thirsty? Yeah. Drink some water. Because they don't. Encourage the water. Force it. Yeah. And all the adults need to know where you're going, why you're doing it, where you're going to be, and you need to know the physical capability of your parents. More people get hurt on hikes that are parents than Cub Scouts. All right, speaking of fitness, how about Kale? It's part of the Presidential Active Lifestyle Award. When we were kids, they had the Presidential Physical Fitness Award. Matter of fact, my grade and PE was based on that. It's like, wow. Scouting is partnered with it. It's out there about being active. Use sports outdoors for your program to earn patch. Bling. Bling makes them do stuff. It's all about for all ages. And it's a ton of fun. So what are the requirements for it? Basic. 60 minutes a day for kids under 18. Use some of your meetings to get together to do some physical activity or teach them something new that's fun that they maybe not be doing. The physical activities can be, gosh, there's hundreds of them. There's tons of things that you can do. Find something to do because we want our boys to be healthy and happy and be outdoors. It all fits together. Okay? How about a sport-based belt loop? Every single one of these is an outdoor sport. I didn't even include the belt loops, which are the science and educational ones that are outdoors, which is another 8. really, there is no excuse for not having something to do outdoors. You can just pick up anything. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just pick one of these. Go out and try it. Try it out. In Cub Scouting, if it doesn't work, don't do it again. If it works, do it again. You know, it's not like, oh, well, we've broken the program. No. These are the outdoor activity pins for Weebelos. There are only 20 pins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Half of them are outdoors. And truthfully, I could do another 4 or 5 outdoors too, but it was a stretch. Okay? Ceremonies. You guys do ceremonies outdoors? Yeah. Please do. You know, it could be a flag ceremony. It could be a flag retirement. It could be awards. It could be anything. This is one of the books available at Scout Shop for ceremonies. I don't know about ceremonies. Search for Scout ceremonies online. 10,000 hits. So many ceremonies, it's overwhelming. Or make it up yourself. I make up my ceremonies usually from scratch. Because truthfully, I know the timing I need. I know how much attention spent on my boys. Just make it meaningful. That's all it means. Okay, but remember a couple things. Long ceremonies are the death of Cub Scouting. Anything really long is the death of Cub Scouting. They have attention spans, and as long as they're having a lot of fun, they can do things for long periods of time. But if it's something where they have to sit still, which ceremonies typically have, yeah, you're gonna lose. It needs to be shorter. Don't let it overwhelm your program and make the kids all of a sudden antsy to do other things, so you can't get anything else done. And flag ceremonies, the retirement ceremonies, are always a great thing. They work very well. The boys are always intrigued, and the parents are also drawn in too, emotionally. And yeah, it's something that not many people see very often. So it's a great program. So, flag retirements. Adults must be there for safety because it is burning things. And typical flags nowadays are nylon; they melt fast. So the more the adults are doing, probably the safer it is. You should explain the significance about it being the proper thing to do to retire a flag, which has done great service, but is now no longer a proper representation of the United States of America. It is not in protest and none of this stuff. It's about the proper retirement of a flag that's done its duty. We recover our grommets, the grommets of the people who donate the flag, and then we hand them back to the people. After the fire's done, the coals are cool. We fish through and find it. Let the boys do that. They love fishing through looking for grommets. Okay? And then if you can, you shine them up and you hand them to the people. And, you know, this is a representation of your flag. Thank you for its service. Boys love that. Or you can give it to the boys that were responsible to the flag ceremony. Great. Okay? Field trips? If you can't find a field trip in the Washington metro area, you're not looking. I mean, seriously. If we were in Iowa, okay, I give it to you. Maybe. But we're in Washington metro area, and this is just a tiny little list. I mean, this was like real quick off the top of my head. And I could have done 15 more pages of them. There are field trips galore to go here. Just make sure that everyone knows what the purpose is. Buddy system's in place. It's the 150th anniversary of the Civil War. There's going to be Civil War reenactments everywhere. There's going to be reenactors firing guns, and the boys are going to go, ooh. And you get to teach history. That's crazy talk. You're teaching history, and they're actually going to listen to you. And the reenactors are an amazing bunch. They love to teach others. They want to have boys. Come here, let me show you the equipment. And this is the way it was. And this is what things were back then. And here's what would have been going on. And my person would have been a farmer. They want to teach. They're good at it too. Take them to an event. It's loud. Well, boys want. It's really loud. And they can see cannons. It's pretty cool too. So there's great possibilities there. You know, participate in parades. You guys in the 4th of July parade in your community? My boys love it. Everybody's cheering for them. Everybody's cheering for me. Yes, they are. You know, it's good. All kinds of events go on. Tons of events. Okay? Service projects. Hopefully you guys are doing at least one. I hope you're doing more than that because it's required for Journey to Excellence. Right? Journey to Excellence level, I think 3 is the minimum bronze this year. Yeah. So you should be doing them. Yeah. Scouting for Food's 1. Okay, that's your gimme. What else? What else are you doing? You know, you clean a stream. Have you adopted a park? Go to your school. Introduce yourself to the principal and say, how may we assist you today? And the principal will say, I love you people. You're the best. We wanted to plant some flowers there. Not a problem. We'll take care of it. The boys will love doing it. And then every day they go to school. See those flowers over there? We did those. You know? You're making a difference, and the boys see it, and they want to do it. They have huge hearts. Give them an opportunity. There's an unending supply of searching projects. Just make sure they're age appropriate. You know, if you sign up your tigers to go out there and to reclaim a trail, you more than likely have set them up for failure. They're not going to do real well with, you know, pickaxes and some of these tools. Safety, safety, safety. You know, but there's tons of opportunities. You see all this garbage right here? It ended up being around 700 pounds of garbage in this park. That group of Cub Scouts pulled 700 pounds of garbage out of that park. They had a ball doing it. And every time we go by that park, we clean that park up. And you know what? The park is so much cleaner now. We've gone back a couple years later to do it again. The park's crystal clean. All of a sudden people are like, well, the park looks pretty good. I guess I ought to pick up that piece of garbage I just dropped. It's contagious. That's good stuff. Look to your charter organization and see what you can do to help. Summer camp. You send your boys to summer camp? Journey to excellence. Once again, you want to get at least 40% of your boys going to summer camp. I believe personally you want to strive for 100%, but let's face it, 100%. Okay. Get them to go to summer camp. It's a ton of fun. It's where memories are made. They're outside, exercise, learning skills, and sometimes it's the only place to earn a certain belt loops. BBs, archery. That's the only place you can get them, is at a Boy Scout shooting range. Okay, they're having a great time. Lifelong friends. Summer camp is a great thing. It also allows them to go swimming, scoutcraft, so many other things. And once again, I'm a firm believer, if you don't have to create the program from scratch, don't do it. You know, there's a lot of things, a lot of stress that we put on ourselves that's not necessary. There are a lot of volunteers out there doing tons of things, like your district. Okay? Your district is probably running events all the time. Do you know about them? Do you go to roundtable? Do you talk to other unit leaders? Our Goose Creek has a Weeblows-a-ree and invites all the Weeblows out, and the Boy Scout troops come in and actually put on the program, and they're showing scout skills. Okay? Some of the troops use it as a recruiting time, but ultimately what they're doing is they use it for a training time to let their boys experience what it's like to be a teacher. Boys teaching boys. And the Weeblows have a great time learning how to build fires, you name it. Tons of good stuff. Our district also has like the water rocket launch I was talking about. We have a Cubmobile. We do all these things. Your district is doing these things all the time. And if they're not, change it. Go to your district chairman or go to your Cub Scout leader, Cub Scout roundtable commissioner and say, why don't we ever do this? And it could be, well, we tried a while, but no one really wanted to. Maybe it's time to revisit. The districts are there to help the units and provide programs, so you don't have to do it all by yourself. Right? Cub Scout Outdoor Activity Award. You guys seen that? Goes on this pocket right here. Looks sort of like an OA flap, but it's not. Cub Scouts love that. Very few boys earn it, and when they earn it, they really like it. Look at this. The key requirement is they have to attend a Cub Scout day camp or Cub Scout Weeblow Scout resident camp. That's the key one that trips most people up. But if you're sending 40% of your boys or more to summer camp, check. Just follow up on the rest. And all of a sudden you have a pack full of boys wearing that going, look at this! It is a great time because it prints out all these different requirements of being outside, doing fun things, going to picnics, interfaith services, camping, all these things that you're already doing anyway, or hopefully you're doing. What other things you gotta do? Ringo to Regatta. The easiest, cheapest program you've ever seen. You buy 2 10-foot vinyl gunners and 2 sawhorses. Done! And the boys love it. Well, and also your leader dresses up like a pirate. But other than that,
Scout Shop has inflatable ones now for $25.
see, you don't even have to go to the Home Depot anymore. It's great.
You just have to have a lot of air power.
Oh, that's true. Well, most of our leaders have that, right? You know, bicycle riding. You know, kickball, games, all kind of parades. How about going to fly a kite? March is coming up. That's kite flying season. Fun stuff. Map and compass. I like this one. One group is going and sort of leaving a trail, and the other one is tracking them. Boys don't get to track other boys around. That's pretty cool. You know, fun outdoor activities. Stargazing. One of my leaders put together a stargazing program and found a place that sold these telescopes for about $10. The boys put them together. They're pretty decent ones. and everyone's out there, and he's teaching astronomy. Astronomy belt loop, outside, tons of fun. The boys talked about it forever. You know, go to a baseball game. Frederick Keys have the scout done, and so does every other minor league team in this area. And they want you to be there, they have a parade, they let you sleep on the field afterward, and I'll tell you what, if you haven't slept on a baseball field, you haven't slept in camping, because that is the softest bed you've ever had. That field is gorgeous, it is springy, oh, it's nice. The boys have a great time. Tons of times to be outside. They get to cheer on, eat bad food, you know, hot dogs and all that stuff, it's great. Okay, I got 1 minute. Flexible, be flexible, flexible, flexible. Have multiple plans. It's great to believe that plan A will always work. I don't know about you, but my life doesn't work that way. It's usually I have an A, a B, and usually I'm doing a blend of the two. Have some things in your back pocket to help you out in case weather conspires against you, or something else that you didn't anticipate. Okay? You know, use your environment. The boys don't very often get to be in an environment other than like a lit room like here at school. Use the outdoor, the twilight going down, and the sound of nature. Use these kind of things for the stories you're going to do or the program you're going to do. You know, involve as many adults and boys, that's always, that should be for everything. Let the boys be boys. Encourage it. Don't rein them in. There are times to rein them in for safety, but otherwise, let them be boys. Let them get dirty, let them do fun things. And let them do some exercise, okay? The best memories, the memories I have in my head from scouting, 99% of them are outdoor activity memories. They are the fun stuff I did outside. The other 1% is when I got my bobcat, my father held me upside down so they could pin bobcat on me, which we don't do anymore. So see, they can't even have that 1%. So give them the outdoor memories, right? All right. Wow. Seems like I was talking fast there. Thank you all so much, first of all, for coming to University of Scouting. Giving up a Saturday is a big deal, and I appreciate it, and I know the program appreciates it. Make sure you've signed into these sheets because I will send out the slides to everybody on those sheets. We've been videotaping this entire thing. I will also put that where I'll send you a link to the video so you can watch again and maybe watch it slow or motion. I'm talking so fast. Can't help it. But I hope you had a good time. Have a good rest of the day. Thank you.